The second prediction that I have is I fully expect that successful businesses are going to be forced to be a little bit more collaborative than they've been. And what I mean by that is a lot of times in the fitness world, in the sports performance world, people almost try to have this kind of alpha persona. Like they know what's right. They're kind of out on an island doing their thing, and anybody who's doing something that isn't in alignment with them is the bad guy, the enemy, the adversary. And I think two good examples of this are with the weight loss drugs that have gained so much market share as of late. And, they get constant media attention. They are getting essentially social proof put out in front with celebrities using them. Sure, they get some bad media attention too, but they're not going away. They're going to keep evolving. People see the magnitude of that market, and it's going to keep growing and growing and growing. And a lot of businesses in the health and fitness world have really fought that, right? They've really battled that tooth and nail, talking about all the downsides, talking about the side effects, talking about the negative repercussions of taking these. But if this is where the world is going, how do we play nice with it, right? How do we find ways to support people who are taking these types of weight loss drugs to help them see the results that they want, maintain the results that they seek, maybe mitigate some of the side effects? How do we work to do more of that? I think that's a golden opportunity, because I think fighting this, kind of railing against this, would be like somebody railing against the advent of the iPhone, 13, 14 years ago, and saying, well, we're just going to fight it. This is bad. This is the enemy. Well, I mean, you're going to get steamrolled, because this is where it's going, and drug companies see a massive opportunity here. They see the opportunity to continue to evolve this and keep putting more in the market to find better solutions, or more marketable or more saleable solutions. So it's not going away. How do we work with it versus against it? The other example that I have seen for many years, I mean, years ago, I was the CEO of the International Youth Conditioning Association. I was a co-owner. Really was heavily involved in the sports performance world, and still am, just not under that umbrella. And we would see the people that own the sports performance facilities, the private sector folks, just being antagonistic to no end with the scholastic people, the sport coaches at the schools, the in-house strength coaches, the football coaches who doubled as the strength coach or weight room supervisor. And it just created infighting, because there was a lot of backbiting, a lot of antagonism, and people saw each other as adversaries. And that didn't really work out for the private sector people, because the kids wanted to be on the team, so they had to appease the coach. And we're seeing that again now with club and travel sports. We're seeing so much of the travel sport, the skill folk, again, private sector, but in a different way. We're seeing club and travel teams kind of dominate the athletes' time, their schedule, who is influencing them. And you get a lot of people who are in the private sector side of this fighting against it, saying, hey, you need to not do as much of that. You need to be spending more time strength and conditioning. You need to be over here preparing yourself, thinking long-term athletic development, whatever else. And I would never in a million years say that's a wrong way to look at it. But again, it's not the reality these athletes are living in. They want to be on the team. They know that that being on the team means kind of playing nice with the coaching staff, playing nice with the organization. The parents are fearful of kind of upsetting the apple cart. There are things that are being recommended in-house. Some of those organizations take the stuff in-house to try to more effectively monetize the audience they have. So, we've seen it just like we saw it with schools, and the guys who did great with school programs said, okay, what are they doing in the weight room at school? How do we complement that? How do we help them on speed development, movement quality, that sort of thing that they don't have time for in the weight room, that they don't have space for in the weight room? How do we complement that? And now the schools see us as allies. Well, the same thing needs to happen in the sports performance world. The sports performance side of things, instead of saying, well, it'd be optimal for you to be here 3 or 4 days a week, you need to prioritize this over everything else. They need to accept that maybe we're not getting optimal, but we can certainly build a relationship and get market share and have a positive impact on athletes. And then through that, over time, the compounding of that gives us more influence, more credibility. And so our voice can be heard more to impact the way players are being developed. So I think you'll see more and more of that, whether it's collaboration with training businesses and the health world, whether it's sports performance businesses and clubs and travel organizations or schools. I think the days of just being over here on an island arguing with everybody and that being your stance is how to gain market share, it just doesn't work. There's too much competition. There's too many people influencing the consumer that you're dealing with. If you're always the squeaky wheel, always the person kind of battling and fighting, it's going to adversely affect your business.